you have a good Thanksgiving, sir?
Pardon?
Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
Great Thanksgiving.
You had a great Thanksgiving. Well, good, good.
We went and bought us a 75-inch TV.
Whoa, 75-inch TV.
Yeah.
Wow, that's huge.
Oh, yeah.
That takes up a whole wall
With the Bose surround sound.
with a Bose surround sound.
Oh, yeah.
You guys got Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Oh, sorry about that.
Uh, you're looking sharp today too, man.
Thank you.
I like it. So a 72-inch TV screen with a Bose surround sound.
I'm sorry, 75.
75-inch. He said, wait a minute. You don't forget about them 3 inches.
It's important.
That is important. Yeah.
You was hanging out with Michael Batista, huh?
Oh yeah. Hung out with Michael Batista last night.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. It was fun. Lots of fun.
I see
He's
you-
back. That means he's back in the USSA. He's back in the USA.
Okay.
Uh,
I see you clean up pretty good, too.
yeah, I lost weight over the weekend, guys. Actually, we could just say I hit a nice equilibrium. I lost weight up here, but then I gained weight everywhere else with all the turkey and the pumpkin pie and the sweet potato pie, the cherry crumb cake, the cherry pudding stuff. I don't know, like desserts.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
What was your favorite dessert that you had? Did you get a favorite dessert for Thanksgiving?
I didn't eat a lot of dessert. I just ate. I don't eat meat, so I didn't have no dressing, none of that stuff.
Really?
Okay. I think I might have went with maybe a salad and tuna.
Okay.
I like tuna
Okay.
steaks.
Yeah. Yeah. I made some turkey salad out of the leftovers,
Yeah.
but I love tuna salad too. That's great.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Are you a vegetarian or do you just or a vegan?
I don't eat chicken, turkey, red meat, pork, none of that.
Okay. Okay. But will you eat eggs?
Every now and then I might have an egg.
Okay. Okay.
Every now and then.
You know, that's really popular nowadays. Michael Batista he wouldn't mind me sharing this about him, but he actually is a vegan. Him and his girl are vegan, and they so I went to dinner with them last night. He's back from Peru, and that's great.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was flying through Kansas City, and I just ended up having dinner with him. So it's a really, really cool scenario to have dinner with him. Actually, first time I ever met him.
Really?
In person. Yeah.
Okay.
But I've talked to him so much over the phone and over Zoom, and him being on the shows and me being, whatever. It was like we'd always known each other. It was
right.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting.
I know he's got some cool stuff coming out, huh?
Yeah, he's got some cool things he's working on. Yeah, it's great.
Okay.
He's a vegan though, and man, I asked him last night. I said, "Hey, this whole eating meat and not eating meat thing, vegan versus vegetarian, you're gonna have to educate me." I don't know what it is. That's so popular now, and he did. He taught me a little bit about that. So that's interesting. I didn't realize you're also a vegetarian like that, Jerry.
Does he eat egg?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Nor
And
will
if,
he won't eat butter
oh no.
or
Okay.
cheese or any of that either. Any
Okay.
any animal type
Right. Right.
product.
Right.
So interesting, guys. I'm gonna have to come up with my discipline a little bit because I'll still eat Twinkies and hot dogs and
Right. Right.
while
Yeah.
while swigging down a nice big Dr. Pepper, you know.
Oh, okay.
uh, and I know I need to straighten that up a little bit, but
Oh yeah.
I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody that joined in here, we're just having a good time chatting a little bit, getting started for the week. It is Monday. It's a VIP show, which is just basically brand new. We just started this last week because we didn't used to do Mondays. We used to do Wednesday nights and we swapped. Okay. So now we're doing Wednesday nights, no Wednesday nights, and we're doing Mondays. So thanks for being here. I know some folks are still catching up to the
Right.
change. Some people are catching up to the change and the holidays and family and all this stuff. So life happens, but I want to appreciate everybody that does come here and has found us. Thank you for being here. That's Jerry, Joe, Harold, LaShonda, Nicholas, Sandra, and Steven. Hey, Nicholas, did you have anything you wanted to share with us today, dude?
Yeah, man, I could. I
Yeah.
wanted to for hold on, let me turn on my screen because I'm like in the middle of packing and getting ready to head back to Austin. I'm here at my folks for the holidays.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I wanted to there's a really cool way of like going to like Redfin and getting your list of expired listings, and you can target your counties if that was something that people didn't have or didn't know that they could do. That was pretty cool. That instead of doing it from PropStream, you can get it for free from Redfin, and you can set the filters in there and everything else that you can search for, and then you can download that as a CSV file and then upload it to skip trace it.
Can you share screens and show us?
I I don't have my computer with me. But
Okay.
if you want to go to Redfin, I can walk you through it.
Okay. So you're just teasing us. You're teasing us. You like to play with us like that. All right.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can. You want to? Will you have your computer tomorrow, or will you just be on the road?
Yeah, I'll have my computer tomorrow.
Will you be available? You want to just do it tomorrow?
Available. Yeah, that's fine, man. That's fine.
Okay, cool. Because you know better than me. Because I'll probably get you all out of whack, man.
Yeah, it's all good, man. Yeah, but it's really cool. It take like a couple minutes, and it's another free way of getting leads for free. You know, that you can just, and it doesn't impact your download limit from PropStream. So I know a lot of guys who are sharing accounts, their downloads are limited. So this is a cool way to kind of, and you can fine tune them to do like your filtering to weed them out.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
This is
are you in that
idea.
list? In that list, are you doing like just for sale by owner, or what are you?
No. I'm doing like expired listings. So you can do expired listings like when they're about to be expired, and then you can use those to put in your text message database system, or you can skip trace them and send them mailers or emails, whatever you want to do at that point. And it's already fine tuned because you're getting them right when they're getting off the market. You know, that they haven't sold anything. It's been on there for a while, like a good 90, 60 days, and nothing's really happened. And you can fine tune that list.
There you go.
Okay.
And it's free. It's free, Nicholas. You said it's free.
Yeah, it's free. All you got to do is download the. There's like at the end of it, and I'll show y'all guys tomorrow. It's a little download link, and you'll just say download all, and then it would be in a CSV file. And then all you have to do, so if you're going to use automated REI or batch skip tracing or whoever you want to use, you would just have to upload it the way that they need it. And then once you do that, you can just, you'll get your information. But yeah, it's a free way of getting leads in a matter of, couple of minutes.
That's cool.
Thank you.
We're all about getting free stuff here.
Hey man, but speaking of free, dude, Justin, that was really nice of you, man. That was awesome, man. Thank you very much for all that, dude. Sharing that link of all the courses in the to the VIP group.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You're welcome. I love the VIP club. I would do just about anything for you guys and gals. Really.
Missed it, Justin. What's he
But I
talking
won't.
about?
But I won't do that. Like Meatloaf, right? I would do anything for the VIP, but I won't do that.
Hey, Justin, I must have missed it. What did you share?
I put in the Facebook group, the VIP Facebook group. I put in there a link that has all of the lease options courses,
Okay.
which is like 4 or 5 courses, I think 3, 4, or 5. I don't know. And the mastering the phone stuff too. So
Okay, gotcha.
if you want that, I'll put it in the VIP again one more time. But I put that in
Okay.
there like I think it was Wednesday, Thursday. What day? I don't know. Last week.
It was a day. I think the day of Wednesday was the day before Thanksgiving.
But you know
Yeah,
how
I haven't been in there.
Yeah.
So I need to go in there.
Well, and you know how it is in there. I mean, sometimes it's hard to scroll down and find what you want because so much has happened.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that happens to me too. And sometimes I'm like, I was talking about this last Tuesday. I'm going to go back and look at that. And I want to see what I said about that because I want to know, or maybe it was something that you guys said. And then I'm like, it was just last Tuesday. Why can't I find it? Why is that? Why is Facebook like that? It doesn't even keep them all in order. I think it pops things up to the top and lets other things fall away. And I don't know. It's crazy. So I'll put that back in the VIP Facebook group. If you want that, guys, just bookmark it. That's my only advice. Bookmark it. Okay. When you get the link, bookmark it. That way you can just click a button on your browser and go there. And you don't have to try to remember or find like an email or something like that. That's what I do. But you guys help make those courses because we did a lot of that work right here in the VIP. So you guys are the stars of a lot of those videos. Jerry is. In fact, there's one in there called Lease Options According to Jerry.
Oh my God.
You should watch that video first. Well, what's going on, Steve? It's good to see you, man.
Hey, Justin, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. Doing
Yeah,
good.
I've been off the radar here for a couple of months, and I'm back. So,
It's good to see you. What can we help you with today, man? What can we work with you?
First, I'd like
on?
to
Anything?
maybe add some value to your group by sending you a couple of links that I've recently found for searching people, free people search links. I just sent them to you. That hopefully people can take advantage of.
Can you put them in the chat room here in the Zoom room too?
Let me see. I put it in the Zoom chat. Where else do you want me to put it?
You did put it in the chat. Oh,
yeah.
Okay, great. I see it. Okay, everybody in the Zoom see it? Cool.
Yeah, these are really good. I mean, I'm amazed how much information they're giving me for nothing. I mean, these are only one, single use people searches, but they're great when you need it.
How much? And it's free?
Yeah, they're all free. Yeah.
Really?
I'm telling you, cool. I was kind of surprised. Might
Nice.
be worth checking out, but some pretty good information. I found them just because my regular skip tracing service couldn't find somebody's phone number, and I happened to find these. Well, these links were referred to me, and they're pretty good. So I recommend checking them out. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
We definitely will.
I got a quick question. Maybe you or the group might be able to help me out with.
Okay, sure.
I got a deal that I've been talking to I can't seem to come up with a solution for them. It's a condominium.
Uh-oh, okay.
I'm in South Florida.
Okay.
I'm on the East Coast. I'm,
Uh-oh.
I'm down in what's his name? Rick Ginn's area. I'm a little south of him.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
other day. So anyway, so the strikes against this particular deal are, it's in a 55 plus community,
Oh,
which
okay.
can be a strike. Although in my area, it's active. But
Okay.
that's strike number one. Strike number two is that if you buy a property in this community, you cannot rent it for 2 years. Okay?
Okay.
Meaning if an investor buys it, they can't rent it out for 2 years. Okay?
Okay.
It's been on the market. The owner has been trying to sell it now for I think it's been over a year,
Okay.
and they can't sell it. So I'm trying to come up with a solution to their problem, and I can't come up with a solution. Do you have any ideas?
Okay. They haven't lived there for 2 years?
It's let me see. This is a owner occupied property.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. The rest of the story is they bought another property outside the area. So now they have two properties. So they're making
Okay.
payments on this condo. So they've got a mortgage, they've got taxes and insurance, they've got an HOA fee on this condo, but they can't sell it. Okay.
Okay.
So, and they're open for any kind of an idea. Remember, I can't buy it and rent it out for 2 years. So I can't, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, but they have lived there for more than 2 years, though, right?
Correct. They could rent it out.
So they could rent it out. So
Right.
they become a perfect prospect for a lease option.
Well, not necessarily. Now explain that. What do you mean?
Okay. Now the HOA rules is that no one can buy a property and immediately turn it into a rental.
Correct.
They have to live there for 2 years, and then the opportunity to rent becomes okay with the HOA.
Correct.
Okay, so if they've owned the property more than 2 years, they can rent the property out then to a tenant, and
Right.
it's okay.
Yep.
So in a lease option situation,
Yep.
basically you would put the contract together with them to lease with the option to buy.
Yeah.
Okay, then you'll assign your documents over to a tenant buyer in exchange for a check. All right. So in effect, they're renting to a tenant buyer who has agreed with them for an option to purchase it during a time frame. Okay, so it is a little melange of both selling it and renting it.
Right. I
Okay.
see.
But it would fit that HOA restriction, it sounds like.
Okay. So I see what you're saying. I'm going to enter into a lease option or agreement with the seller.
Yep.
Then I'm going to assign my position to another, eventually a tenant buyer who wants to lease it with an option to buy it.
Yes.
Right. Right.
Yes.
No, I understand. I guess that would make sense. Now that tenant buyer would obviously have to qualify in order to live there through the HOA board, right? You understand that, right?
So the HOA has its own application process where they have to approve the residents that live in the community.
Whether you're an owner or a tenant, you have to be approved.
Yep. Then if that's the way of the world, then that's just the way of the world. And it's almost like a trailer park. Okay?
Right.
A trailer park does the same thing.
Yeah.
They want to know who lives in their area.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah.
And I'm an agent too, so I've dealt with this on a regular basis. So I understand all that. The other strike is they require 720 credit for either an owner or a tenant. So whoever lives there's got to have great credit too. And my feeling is if you got 720 credit, you can get a loan and buy a property. You know, but anyway, they do that because they're trying to discourage people from renting, you know. So it's got a lot of strikes against it. So I'd be looking for a tenant buyer with 720 credit. And remember, when you're buying a condo, they have to have at least 20% down because that's the way it works. Condominium, you can't get FHA financing. You can only get conventional with 20% down. So it really limits my pool of tenant buyers, right?
Yeah. Yes, it sounds like the HOA is doing everything in their power
Yeah,
to get a, to make sure that no one is a renter in this neighborhood.
that's right. Exactly. Yeah. But I'm trying to help out the seller, and I don't want to go, and what you've just described potentially could be a whole lot of work trying to find that needle in the haystack tenant buyer.
No,
You don't think so?
I don't think so, man. If I were of the frame of mind to do this deal,
Yeah.
and I say that because you have a decision to make here, man. I mean, this is a condo. It is not a clean. This deal has hair on it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so when deals have hair on them, you got to ask yourself how much hair. Is this a monster or is this just a tweezer kind of deal? You know, like,
Right. Yeah.
but it definitely has hair on it. So you might want to consider maybe not even doing it. But
Right.
if you do decide to do it,
Yeah.
you can do it at no cost to you, no real risk to you either.
Yeah.
And I would throw an ad on Craigslist. I'd throw an ad on Facebook Marketplace or build a paid ad for Facebook and just see if some folks hit me up.
Right.
I would lay it out right there, everything in the ad. I would just let the ad do my sales for me. You know, here's the numbers, here's the requirements, here's what you got to have. You need this credit score, all that, you know, and just give it a week, give it 10 days.
Yeah.
See if somebody hits you up. You might be surprised. That's how I find the needles in the haystacks.
Yeah. Well, there's one other thing too that I can add to the mix that I think I can take advantage of at the same time, and that is to try and lock into a purchase price that there might be a little spread. In other words, they've been trying to sell this unit for, say, in this case, it's 110,000. Okay. So I can say to the seller, yes, we can try the lease option scenario like you described. The other option is, what about if I could find a buyer and cash you out as another alternative? So if I could lock in, let's just say, if I could lock in at say 90,000 myself, right? And then upsell it for a little bit more, there might be an assignment there to a cash buyer. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. That's going with a straight option.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea, but let me ask you to consider a couple things. One is, what is the purchase price they're advertising it for now?
It was previously listed on the MLS for 110.
Okay. And they're not getting any offers.
Correct. That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
They're asking top dollar. Their realtor's not doing
Yeah.
the job. They need to reduce the price and they're not doing it.
Okay. I'm with you on that. So you have to weigh out in your mind, at what price point would I reasonably expect an MLS buyer to come forward, a retail buyer?
Right.
And I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I can look at the comps and I can see what they're selling for. So that's information that the seller doesn't know about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, in other words, if this was priced, if they're trying to sell it for 110, if it was priced at 90, it would have been sold already, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
And I understand that. They don't understand that, but I do.
Yeah. So
What kind of
could you get 'em-
condition is the place in?
Oh, it's perfect. It's all remodeled.
Could you get them to 82?
Uh,
Okay. Because then you could find a 90K buyer.
Exactly. That was kind of my point. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's a fine idea. In fact, if you can get those numbers like that, that is really the way that an option ought to be used, in my opinion, a straight
Right.
option. Yeah.
Yeah.
So great skill level you're demonstrating there, man.
Oh,
Great
thank you.
understanding of yeah.
Thank you. I think that actually has more potential than the other way with the lease option, because what person that's over 55
Yeah.
wants to do a lease option in a condominium? And you know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
I think they're really looking for, it's going to be a cash sale. It's probably going to be that buyer is a cash buyer to live there,
Yeah.
to live there, not to be a tenant.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I've tried it. it's it's tough. Okay.
Yeah.
When I say tough, I mean it's not tough finding a buyer like putting an ad on Facebook and Craigslist and seeing if one shows up. I mean, it's not hard, but what I mean is there's some special nuances to this that make it have hair on it, man. And and so just be wise, be smart, and just step through. But I think you're onto something. If you can get the numbers down to where you're talking, I think the straight option does make a whole lot better sense and gives you a better shot at having a win.
The ultimate would be if I could tie it up, like you said, at 80,000, and get permission from the seller to advertise it anywhere, including the MLS. Then I could list it on the MLS, and I'd probably have a contract pretty quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because the seller is motivated. They have 2 properties. This one is a negative cash flow. I mean, there's no money coming in from this. It's all money going out, and it's stressing them out, right? And
what kills the lease option is that 720 credit score that the HOA requires that anyone in that neighborhood. Yeah. What the fuck?
That's actually pretty common. Pretty common. Yeah, I've actually seen them higher. I've seen them as high as 750 requirement. It's again, they're trying to weed out. Well, you know how it is, especially down here. They're called condo commandos for a reason, and they're very strict, and they want to control people, and this is what they do. They set up a lot of rules, and anyway, it is what it is, right?
It is what it is.
Yeah,
that is right.
So, all right. So I appreciate the feedback because I think what we talked about, it gives me 2 options to go back to them with. But I think the best option is to tie it up for a low cash price, get permission to advertise it on the MLS, and try and blow it out that way.
That's it, dude. That's it. That's the smartest thing.
Right.
It's funny how you asked my advice. I gave you advice, and then you gave yourself even better advice.
Yeah. Well, you triggered it in me, so it's you get some credit.
All right. Well, that's cool. Thank
I appreciate it. Yeah.
You guys are a lot of fun. That's good. I'm glad, man. Keep working that for sure. Yeah. Let us know, how it goes. I definitely will. I like I said, I've been spending so much time and running around doing. I guess my problem is lack of focus on just 1 or 2 things. That's been my problem. I'm going in 100 different directions and not getting anything done. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you can't do that. That doesn't work. No. You got to focus on the basics. Yeah. And that's kind of where I'm getting back to. And you just got to put in the work and the basics, right? Yeah. If it's not simple, it's probably not going to work, right? I keep everything as stupid simple as I can. And when I say stupid simple, guys, I really mean stupid simple and cheap. Yeah. I think you're right. I think we make too much of it, and we're trying to reinvent the wheel, right? Yeah. And at least I'm an analytical, and that works against me. Are you a Virgo, Steven? I'm a Gemini. Yeah. I don't know what that means, but no, I got lucky last week. That's all. I got lucky. Somebody was talking, and I was like, "Oh, you sound like a Virgo." Who was that? Was that Lou? Who was it? Who was the Virgo last week? I don't know why are Virgos like that. Yeah, I just got lucky though. That's what I heard. I should look that up. Maybe Geminis are analyticals, and then I fit right into that, and that hurts me, and I have to fight that every day. Well, it's a double-edged sword, I bet, man. Yeah, it is. And it's your genius, but it's also your, like Spider-Man, it's your blessing and it's your curse. That's right, exactly. So it's just something I got to deal with. But I seem to be getting back on track and getting refocused here, and I'm anxious to just get back at it and stick with the basics. Yeah. Yep. Matt, it's good to see you, man. Anything we can do, holler. Appreciate it. We're here to help you. So do you have a new schedule now for all of your Zoom calls? Yeah. Yeah, it's same time every day.
Oh,
now,
okay.
now it's Monday through Friday at this time.
So Monday through Friday at your Central Time, right?
Yep. So it's noon Central Time. Yep.
Okay.
Monday through
And-
So
Friday.
it's going to be 1 o'clock for us.
Right. Yeah. I'm on the East Coast,
Yep.
so it's 1 o'clock.
Yep.
And
And then
so it must be
11.
4
It'll be 11 o'clock on Saturday. Then your time also.
11 on Saturday.
Right.
Yep. And then I take Sunday off.
Okay.
But actually, guys, we got some really cool things coming up. You know that that Victor does Wednesday role plays, so that's the Wednesday Q&A. Kind of has a role play focus for practicing the phone, and then Arturo's been doing Fridays. Here, not this week, but next week we have Mark Richardson is going to fill in on Thursday, and he's going to be making live seller calls.
Nice.
That's what that show is going to be. Okay.
Yeah.
And if y'all dig that, we'll do that every week. Okay.
Seller calls are great.
Yeah. So this is we got some really cool stuff cooking.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to miss it.
So those are the VIP calls, but then you do other calls too, right? For the non-VIPs.
Well, I make videos on the side.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes I get ideas and I'll just throw them out there,
Oh, okay.
but that's about it. Really, the Q&As are the most important meetings for me during the week.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Appreciate it. So yeah, I'm trying to get back in and get on a regular schedule here. And, stuff like this is very motivating. It keeps me focused and gets me pumped up.
Yeah.
Guys like, Rick Ginn and,
Yeah.
was it Rick?
That's Zach.
Zach
Rick
is-
is I think
Yeah.
Rick is his dad. Yeah.
Zach is that a motivating kid or what?
20 years old, man.
That's crazy.
20 years old and already making me look like I'm some kind of loser, right?
Well, he's so well, he makes everybody look bad because he's so motivated and he's so focused and he's really smart. So he's just got everything going for him. Right?
Yeah, he's a good guy too. I mean, I like him. I'm intrigued by him.
I'm going to reach out to him because he is kind of in my market. I'm going to reach out to him at some point and just to why not, right? Maybe I can network with him and learn something from him. He's actually from where I am right now, he's actually about 30 minutes away from me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Port St. Lucie, right?
yeah, Port St. Lucie. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's cool. Yeah. I got a lot of good feedback from him being on Saturday's Shut Up Money show this last weekend. It was really a good time. And it's really incredible to see a young guy like that pulling it off,
You know what what I got out of that the most was when you're an investor, you think that there's too much competition and you can't do that much volume. But then you hear if you heard what he said, is there's a bunch of guys in his market that are crushing it.
Yes.
That gives me that motivation. If they're doing it, that means that there's room for everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, there's always some list in your market that nobody's really hitting at the time, and like you said, probates,
Yeah.
that's not something we think about much, but probates. Yeah. There's just so many ways to market, so many different types of lists that you can get really.
There is. Yeah.
And we get pigeonholed, like I get, like I'm from Kentucky. So I think in terms of Kentucky sometimes, and the horse races, the horses, they always wear those blinders.
Yeah.
I swear to God, that's like what we do.
Yeah, you're right.
It's like, all I see is text messages. Okay. That's all I can do. Okay. But we forget about ringless voicemail and bandit signs and postcards and putting an ad in the Thrifty Nickel or Facebook ads or, like there's like 100 million other things because we got, got the blinders on.
I think with him, what happens, he's got a team, okay? And maybe he has a virtual assistant who just focus on nothing but probates, okay? And he's still making money wholesaling and doing other things.
Yeah.
But a lot of the guys starting out, They're focused right on the lease option
Yeah.
or just wholesaling,
Yeah,
trying to get that first check. But he's got a team.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I talked about this last week, but this is exactly what Jerry is referring to here. When you're building your acquisition side, you've got these 4 parts. Remember, the first part, the first machine in your factory is your data. Okay.
Mhm.
So, once you may start with Zillow for sale by owners. Okay. But you don't have to end there. You might next go to Craigslist. Okay. And do a for rent. Okay. That might be option number 2, or maybe you go to PropStream and you download the probates. Okay. See, we don't even think about this, but there's just lots and lots of stuff you could put here, but you got to start with one. So
Yeah.
I think what he's done is, let's say failed listings is another one. Okay. And here's what I recommend everybody do. It is start with Zillow for sale by owners and on automated REI. But once you build one, then it's easy to just duplicate this thing and plug in a different data set, right? So I think he's done that numerous times. And so he has a really well-rounded marketing machine.
Yeah.
The second thing, of course, we talked about would be your marketing, which is, for example, text messages. He said he does a lot of direct mail.
Yeah.
He says he does text messages. I think he said he does not do the ringless voicemail. Okay.
Oh, we can't. In Florida, it's illegal.
And he said he doesn't do bandit signs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's hitting probates with text messages, direct mails, cold calls.
Yeah.
He's hitting maybe the failed listings. He's maybe getting the Craigslist scrapes, the Zillow scrapes. So, you don't start there, right? You start with one.
Right.
And then you pick a text message, or you pick a ringless voicemail if you're not in Florida, or you pick having a VA cold call, like maybe Lead Mining Pros, something like that. But and then after that, we mentioned this, and I won't go into more detail, but number 3 was doing the VA pre-qualification call.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you might have to edit the script a little to fit the data over here so that everything flows well. Okay. Because one script is not going to fit all cases. And then the last is your closing call, right? Or your guts call.
Okay.
That's basically the entire acquisitions side of the business.
Now, when number 3, are you talking about a VA making the calls for you? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, a virtual assistant calling so in number 1, you pick the data. Let's say you picked probates, or let's say you picked for sale by owners on Zillow. Yeah. You scraped. Number 2, you sent out a text blast. They start responding. So number 3 is the pre-qualification call, where the virtual assistant is responding back to those that responded back to you, your initial. Right. So starting to work the lead. That's the initial. So what number 4 ends up being is usually you as the business owner, at least initially, and now you've got 2, 3 leads, 5 leads a day. Okay. But they're motivated. You don't have to call them and figure that out. The virtual assistant already did.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of system it sounds to me like he has set up. That's the kind I have set up too. Of course, his looks different than mine. He's working different data. He's got different marketing. His number 1 and number 2 are different than my number 1 and number 2. Okay. His number 3 is probably different, but we have those major categories working.
Yeah.
If you can get those major categories working, bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah, and one of the things too, when he partnered with another guy, So that guy he partnered with had a system, and he had a system already. So sound like they just combined everything together.
Well, that was his dad.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was his dad. So the dad been in the business for 18 years, so he kind of already had it mapped out. So Zach, I mean, I'm not making up an excuse for him, but because of that, he kind of already had a model that already had systems in place. So he just kind of mimicked, I'm sure, at some point, you know, what his dad is doing.
That's right.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be nice if we all came from somebody that knew what they were doing?
That'd be nice.
You know, my dad, he could have taught me how to preach. And nothing wrong with that.
No.
But he didn't teach me much about real estate other than how to mow the yard and maybe put a shingle on the roof, stuff like that. How to go down to Lowe's 5 times before you get the right part, stuff like that.
One of the things that slowed me down in the last couple of months was I spent a lot of time trying to find a good VA. And I actually tested quite a few out, and it just didn't work out. I had a hard time finding a good fit. Mainly the English language was the problem. Or they just didn't have that flow of knowing how to talk to people, you know? So that slowed me down a lot. I spent a lot of time on that.
Did you find a VA?
I'm testing another one out as we speak, and you know, we'll see how it goes. But that's been a problem for me.
Okay. When you're looking for what I do when I'm looking for a VA, I look for a VA that has been working in a call center. Okay.
Yeah.
Which they call BPO.
Right.
Okay. So when you get one, to me, it works better because they're used to getting on the phone talking to people.
Right. No, that makes sense. And I do look for that. I do look for the ones that have had a lot of calling experience. I go on. I like onlinejobs.ph.
Okay.
And you can actually put in there. They have a filter that says that you can select their level of what they feel their speaking ability is for the English language. And I always choose the top one, which is that they're an expert at it. And you know, still hit or miss, you know, but,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
I think you just have to go through, you just have to do trial and error, right?
It costs more money.
Yeah, I got
Go ahead, LaShonda. Sorry.
go ahead, Justin.
I was going to say it costs more money.
No, I was gonna say that
Go for it.
I was gonna say that a friend of mine told me, and I tried it, and it actually worked. I mean, I don't know if that's what you're doing, but one of the things that I did was I had a requirement for them to like send me a recording. I sent them like a little script, and for them to send me a recording back so I can hear, you know, how they sound or how good they speak English or whatever, and kind of weed them out that way instead of trying to interview everybody. You know, that helps.
Yeah, you're right. But until you actually have them on a phone talking to a seller and their communication skills, that's when you really test their communication skills.
Right.
When they're put on the spot talking to a homeowner, then you really get an idea of how they're able to communicate. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, it's part of the process.
Yeah. You know, you got to trust after you try, right? So you have to try them out, and whether that's a recording or getting them on Zoom, which is how I like to do it.
Yeah.
And then just have them go through here, read the script for me. Just read it. Now I know it's the first time you've ever seen it. I'm not expecting you to be perfect. Trust me, everything will be okay, but just start reading this for me. Read it out loud to me. Just read it.
Yep.
It'll tell you everything you need to know right there. Pretty much. Just read it to me. Okay. If they can't read it to you, they can't speak English very good. Okay. That's just the facts. Guys, I played all those games, man. And you can play those games and you can win, or you can do what I did and kind of get tired of playing those games, and you can dig a little deeper in your pocket. It costs more money, and you can go hire a Canadian virtual assistant. Nothing in the world wrong with that. They got virtual assistants in Canada too. And guess what? They speak perfect English. And they already have a background in some kind of professional, corporate experience in their life. And they know how this Western world works. And if I said, buddy, you say that again, I'll give you a piece of my mind, they know exactly what I mean. Right? But if I said that to a Filipino, they might be like, I think he's having brain surgery soon. All right. I don't know. Maybe we talk funny here. Okay.
So how much you're paying? How much? $15 an hour?
No, you could get them for 10 to 12.50 an hour Canadian. But look, I know that's a lot of money. It's like, woo, that's a lot of money though. Shit, I didn't even make $10 an hour at my last job. Okay, maybe that's true. But this is your business. Right? So if you can get the guy to do phone work for you for 1 hour a day, 5 days a week, every day, you'll pay him $10. By the time it crosses the border over into Canada, it's now $12.50. He might be willing to do that. I don't know, 2 hours a day. He's got other folks he's working for too, besides you. That's the beauty of having a virtual assistant. So, just go shopping for one like you do for one from the Philippines, but you just shop in Canada. Okay.
Do you have a website you like for that to locate them?
Yeah, Upwork is just fine for that.
Upwork. Okay.
Yep, Upwork is just fine for that. You can locate, you tell them what countries you want VAs from, and you can limit it down that way. But now I know it's more money out of pocket, but okay. But for example, let's have a competition. Your Filipino VA versus my Canadian VA. And let's see who gets thrashed first.
Right.
Okay. So it's worth the extra $5.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not putting down Filipinos. Okay. I'm just saying the reality is you want the best players in your business.
That's true.
The one thing I want to say, especially kind of being really new at this too as well, is, we all know that we're not in the position to get VAs right off the bat. And I think, I'm just kind of sharing my 2 cents with everybody in the group. We spent so much, I haven't, but I know a lot of people that I know in my real estate group here in Austin, and even in this group here, is their main focus is I got to have a VA. I got to have a VA. And I see them spend like 90% of their time searching for a VA when they're doing 10% of their time on the actual trying to get the deals. And it's like, and it just sidetracks them completely. Yeah. What my strategy is, what I'm doing is I'm doing everything, like I follow Justin's routine, like verbatim. And the only difference that I do is I don't technically do pre-screen qualifications. My pre-screen comes from the low-hanging fruit text. And then those get put in a chart, and I get on the phone with those guys, and I gut them. Because if I'm going to train a VA to do something, I got to know how to do it better than I'm teaching them, because I know all the ins and outs. So for me, it's doing those things and getting on the horn with them and perfecting guts that works for me, that I'm comfortable with, and teaching that. Now, where a VA I think would come in handy for anybody is getting the ones for $4 an hour, $3 an hour, but all they do is your administrative stuff. They don't need to talk to anybody. You just kind of vox them your notes, you send it over, they type it up, they do your scrapes, they do your text blasts, they do all your ads for your property houses. And once you have that first machine bringing in the cash flow, and you're killing it with guts, and you there's nothing stopping you, then I think would be a great chance to kind of roll the dice on the table and say, hey, I'm going to get a VA and I'm going to give this VA, a Canadian VA, all my probate lists in this area and roll from there. But I'm going to train them in guts.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's what I want to say, that instead of cultivating all our weaknesses, we need to cultivate our strengths to make us even better than what we are.
Man, this guy's good, isn't he? He's good. That was good. Everything you just said right there, gold. Very good.
Can I ask a question to Nick there?
Yeah, man.
So Nick, give me some examples of the low-hanging fruit text that you would get.
So like if it was for the lease option or any owner financing, well, I haven't thought about that. What are your terms? Regardless of whether they didn't say yes or no, I'm putting them on there. If they say, no, I really need to sell, and if they give me a reason as to why, like we need to move quickly, I'm still going to call them. Like if they say, no, looking for cash only, okay, it could be a straight option. Like I don't know until I get on the phone with them. In fact, the deal that I had with the condo that I talked about last week, she was one that didn't say yes right off the bat. She was one that said, I haven't really heard of that. What does that entail? Was her text. And so I just called her up and explained everything. And then she gave me about 4 or 5 no's right off the bat. Like, no, I don't like that. I don't like that. And she was a broker. And then once I kind of explained it through her and handled all the objections, like I turned that into like a deal. So I take those as the pre-qualifications, and my numbers are pretty consistent in the sense where I send out 600 texts or so, and out of those I have about a good 50 to 60 to call that are potential ones. They're not all like yeses, but they're like a low hanging enough for me to get on the phone and call. And worst case scenario, I'm just practicing guts at the end of the day.
Perfect.
So I got a question on that. When you call, when you're texting them and they hit you back, and they may say no, or they may say, what does that look like? Whatever. I found, and I could be doing it wrong, but do you ask them when it's a good time to call them, or do you just call them? Because sometimes from my experience, I always try to ask them, okay, well, when is a good time to call? And then it's like they don't even want to talk.
Right.
They don't even want to talk.
The one thing that I do is I don't even tell them that I sent them a text. I just treat it as a phone call. They don't know me from Adam. They don't know the numbers that I texted them from. So I just call and I just simply kind of go through the gut saying like, hey, I saw your property online. I just want to see if I can ask you some questions. I'm sure in doing so, you would have some questions for me. And ultimately, I just want to see if this is going to be a good fit for either one of us. Would you like to talk about that right now or maybe not? And they're like, okay. Well, they're like, yeah, okay. And so it just completely, unless they say, you know what, were you the one that texted me earlier? At that time, they're just remembering the text. They're not even really remembering the number. So and I'll say, yeah, I sent you part of my numbers went out. I have an assistant that helps me out with that. But we wanted to call, and I looked after reviewing your ad. I really liked your property. So I wanted to give you a call and see if we can talk about that. Is that still okay? And they're like, yeah, let's just go talk about it. But that, for me, that's what's happened. I never text back. I only get responses and then I call. I never, okay. For me, I don't.
Okay. Well, I think that probably works better because that's what I'm finding. It's like a lot of times they don't want to, they want to talk numbers through text and all that. A lot of them don't even want to get on the phone. They just want to do everything through text.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
Hard to close deals over text. I find it's best to talk to them. When's the best time to talk to somebody? Anybody know? When's the best time to call somebody?
As soon as they answer with the one response, you just call them up because they know you got the phone with them.
Right now, yeah. Right now, yeah. That's the best time to call somebody. Tracy Tompkins wants to know. She's from Temecula, California. Where in the world is Temecula, California? I don't know, but I bet some of our California people do.
It's Victor area.
That's Victor's area?
Yes, sir. Not too far between here and San Diego.
Victor. Mark, how far away are you?
A long ways.
Quite a ways off.
Probably 400 miles, maybe
Oh, wow.
400.
Jeez.
Where you at, Mark?
I'm in Sonoma County, just north of San Francisco.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow. It's that far? California is that big, huh?
Nowhere to
Yeah.
happen.
So, yeah, to answer your question, Tracy, there are people from California in here in the VIP club. And you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. So, yeah, there's some other people from California too. I think Joe's from Florida, though, isn't he?
Yep. Yeah.
Rick.
Rick
Yeah, Rick's
Gentry.
from California. Yeah, Rick's from there.
Where's he from? Santa Barbara? What's his
Santa
town?
Clarita.
I lost my wallet in El Segundo.
We'll look for it.
But maybe I'll get it back someday.
Springs eternal.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, Aaron, what's going on? Man. Hey, you seem,
want to get involved with that. When will that start?
I'm sorry, you have to say it again, Aaron. It was really broke up.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm on the Bluetooth. That's why a lot of times I don't say nothing. But I was asking about that accountability program. You know, that accountability program that y'all going to be doing?
Yeah.
When does that start?
Started about 2 weeks ago, man. Mark Richardson.
Wow.
That's your thing, man. Talk about that.
Yeah, it's just a Facebook group. Shut up and be accountable. I'll put a link in the chat. Love to have you. Just, if you want to get in and do whatever, make your goals, and we just kind of help each other out. Put some good stuff in there to get you motivated and all that.
Can you put the link in the?
So you do everything. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, put the link in the Zoom chat here so people can find it too, man. If you don't mind, Mark.
Sure.
Aaron, go ahead, Aaron. What was the question? Sounds like you're being eaten by a robot.
I said everything is done through Facebook then, right? You're doing the group is actually being done through Facebook then. Is that how it goes?
Yes. Yeah, it's a Facebook group.
Okay.
Yep. And he's going to tie it into his Thursdays next week. Thursday. Tell us about that, Mark.
Yeah, hold on.
He's like, hey,
Trying
one
to
thing at a time, y'all.
Trying to do too many things at once. Yeah, so we'll do the Thursday calls, seller calls, and then we'll also do the, we'll just be part of the accountability group. We'll be, hopefully some of you guys will join it and you want to be interactive in that too. So should be fun.
It will be cool. It will be cool. We got a lot of cool stuff happening here, guys. I want you to up your game. I'm thinking about taking Mondays, and since Mondays is Marketing Monday, and just making it Marketing Monday for the next few weeks, where actually on Monday, I'll go in personally and in front of you guys, pick markets and generate scrapes. And then we'll do a text blast for the week. And then I want to give those leads to somebody in the VIP. So in other words, I'm going to adopt someone for the week, and I'm going to get you hooked up with some good, fresh leads. Or maybe I'll just produce leads for the Thursday live seller calls. I don't know. It's like possibilities are just endless. You know what I mean? So, I mean, maybe the moon is even made of cheese. I don't know.
Hey, Justin, what time do you start making your phone calls in the day?
About 3 p.m., more like 4, really. Yeah.
Okay.
But I start thinking about it and trying to settle into the idea of doing it at about 3.
Okay.
So I'm a late in the day guy. I don't know. Maybe you're a early morning kind of guy.
All right.
I find that I have done it between 8:30 in the morning and 10 a.m. and found that time to be very fruitful. Okay. I just don't like to do it that early. So I will procrastinate. I will put it off. And eventually I realized, if I'm just going to keep putting it off, why don't I just schedule it for later in the day? And so I did. And so now I'm just content with it being later in the day. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
So I'll start. Yeah. So I'm one of those guys that calls as you're about to get off work, or right after you got off work, or right as you're about to have dinner.
Okay.
I like to call during that time. So, but it doesn't matter when you call. Somebody asked that earlier in the VIP chat, and frankly, it really, I don't think it matters. I have had less success after 10 a.m. and before, let's say, between 10 and 2. I feel like it's kind of a downtime. I don't know why. So I just personally take that time off. I don't ever really make calls during that time much.
Okay.
But that's
100%.
That's just me, man. It's just a personal preference.
Now, I don't know if it's just you. I think you're right. I've had the same exact experience. Between those hours, I don't get very many results.
Between 10 and 2? Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
between 10 and 2.
Yeah. Between 10 and 2.
That sounds like good surf time.
Heck yeah. I didn't get out of the job to give the best hours of the day to a phone. You know what I mean? The best hours of the day. That's between 10 and 2, right? That's nap time. That's lunch time. That's afternoon delight time. That's whatever time. So if it's surf time, it's surf time. That's cool. Groovy. You get so pitted. I saw that on YouTube. I have no idea what that means, but Mark's a surfer. Is anybody else in here a surfer? Any of the other California folks, they do any surfing? I wonder if Rick does surfing.
Surf the internet.
Yeah, surf the web. Yeah. Now he rides the waves, so that's kind of cool. I'm gonna have to take a trip to California and see all the California people, and I want Mark to teach me if he can teach me.
I can teach anybody. I got the spot for you too, the easy spot.
You got an easy spot for me. That's good.
Great easy spot, yeah. Bolinas, look it up sometime. Bolinas, California, awesome place.
We'll have to do that, man. That sounds like a lot of fun. So, California next year, 2021, VIP conference.
Yeah.
It sounds good.
Yeah.
That sounds great. Are there any questions in here, guys, before I just continue to enjoy my life, I guess?
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah, what's up, Lou? Good to see you, dude.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm going through that, the automated real estate, and then we were talking online, and yes, it was, for some reason, I thought I picked owner versus the agent, so it seems to work.
Yeah.
But I'm in San Diego, so I'm trying to do a local market, and I nothing's popping up.
Yeah.
And I went to 800,000,
Yeah.
as my maximum. So what do I do? Should I just go outside of San Diego and?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. See, the automated REI, the scrape and blaster is going to be pretty limited for you in a small location. But if you go outside of there, you can really cast a broad net. And San Diego is going to be a tough market anyway.
Yeah.
Right? Because the prices are so extremely high, demand is extremely high. Unless I'm wrong, I could be.
Get on.
So it's probably going to be hard to find a motivated seller there.
Yeah.
Because they all know that you could poop in a box and put a roof on it, and people would probably pay you $200,000 for it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And it's really whack out there. I can't explain it.
Yeah.
So you gotta know, if there's no fish in this pond, do I want to fish here?
Right.
That's now I know there's other people even in the club that'll say, but Justin's wrong on that.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I might be, there's deals everywhere you are, even in San Diego. Yeah, there probably is.
Yeah.
But how much money will it take for you to find it?
Right. Now we're
See,
talking specifically wholesale lease options, right?
Yeah.
Not necessarily. Well, I mean, would that apply for, let's say, a sandwich lease?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
still going to
Yeah.
be difficult. Claude is here. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, I was just, go ahead. I'm sorry, dude.
Saying that Claude's from Chula Vista, and every time I talk to Claude, he says, "Just do it in your backyard, Lou. Just do it in your backyard." I'm in Chula Vista, San Diego, but I mean, it's, and he's just telling me. I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm just, I don't know how. I mean, it's just,
it's tough. Tough market. Yeah. And so what I recommend is go to Automated REI this week, and instead of doing San Diego or San Diego County, whatever that is, I would go to Tennessee. Go to Arkansas.
Okay.
Pick Arkansas or Tennessee. One of those. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe
Sure.
Kentucky. Okay.
All right.
And then just do a scrape and just get a bunch of leads and do the pre-qualification if you have a virtual assistant, or maybe you want to do it yourself, or you can just call them and use guts on them.
Yeah.
And look for that low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Because I promise you, Lou, it's just as easy for you in San Diego to do a deal in Tennessee, if not easier, than it is for you to do one right there, if you had one right there in your own backyard. It's just as easy. It's just a mental block because we're not physically there.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
So, and there'll be questions you have doing it virtually. That's what we're here for. So anything you need help with, how's that work? If I'm not there, how does this happen? Okay. We got the plan.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
I'm glad you're here, dude. So glad you're here. Thanks for being here.
Well, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Are there any other questions? Good to see Sandra. Ain't seen you in a minute. I hope you had a good holiday. And Larry.
I was here when Zach did the whole thing.
Yeah, you were here
I
Saturday.
haven't missed one yet since I joined the club. I just need to get my first deal. That's the thing that's frustrating, but
I thought I missed you. I'm sorry.
No, I was here because his dad was Rick, right? Is that the same?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I was here for that.
Okay.
Hey, Sandra, what happened with that one deal that you was working on?
On which one? I've had a couple disappointments.
I'm trying to remember. I don't remember now.
Is it the one that I was working with the eight? I'm trying to think which one it was. There was.
It wasn't too long ago. It wasn't too long ago because you brought it back into the group.
The guy that wanted you to guarantee.
Oh
yeah.
So I reached out to him, and I pretty much said what you had said to me, that I read him a list of pretty much all the contingencies that he had given me. So I said, you asked for this, I gave you that. I said, you asked for this, I gave you that. I said, I pretty much have given you everything except for tie up the guy in the basement for you guys.
Yeah.
I did say that because you know. And he started, he got really quiet, and then he kind of started laughing, and he said, it's just a right now. The deal is he's not the only one that makes the decision. It's an inherited property from their parents, so there's 3 other siblings. So, and because they just renovated the property, they want to kind of give it time in the market before they go this route.
There you go.
So if they can't move it, they're gonna, they're gonna come back to me. But they always say that though.
Right.
Right? They always say that. So
well, but see, the good part is that at least you finally got to the truth.
Yeah.
Right? The guy who's been, fiddling around here, back and forth, asking for unreasonable stuff, and at least using the guts, you basically just stood up to the guy and said, "Hey, look, this is what's happening here. Are you going to be a somebody we can move forward with, or not? I mean, you're playing with me here." Basically, that's what you did. You stood up to him. That's great. That's guts. And at least you got to the truth.
Yeah, she did a good job, but I feel like with that guy, whoever that guy was, because she handled he tried to come in with every excuse, and because she handled every objection, which he could have just straight up said it from the get-go.
Yeah.
But because she handled all those objections, now the only thing he can do is just come back and say, well, hey, we're gonna wait until blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Well, hey, dude, you could have just said that at the beginning. We've been dancing this whole time.
Well,
exactly.
That's probably what she should have said next. Yeah. Is, well, why'd you not say that right away? I mean, I feel like I've wasted my whole time here.
Yeah.
Let me ask you real quick before I go. How long are you going to have this thing on the market before you put it under contract with me? I mean, do I need to call you back, or do I need to just throw this away? You tell me what happens next. And just get real blunt with the guy.
Yeah.
He might say, just throw it away. All right, cool. Fuck you too then, man. So, or he might say, well, actually call me back next week, because after this open house, if nobody makes an offer, we're probably going to be ready to do this. Probably going to be ready to do this? You mean we got more back and forth to do, or what? Like you gotta just stand up to these people sometimes.
Yeah.
Like that. And that's not a natural thing, is it, Sandra?
Especially if I'm trying to chase my first deal. I don't have that.
Yeah.
I feel like once I get my first deal under my belt, then I kind of have that extra confidence. But kind of right now, it's kind of,
I agree. And your first deal should be low-hanging fruit, guys. It really should be. That's okay. If you find some deals like this that you think could be deals, but the guy won't jump off the tree and into your hand, it's just throw it away. Let it go. It's okay. Let your first deal be a low-hanging fruit one if you want. That's fine. And when I say low-hanging fruit, I mean you'll know what I mean when you see it. Okay? It sounds different. It feels different. All right? And they are out there. Run the wheels off of that scraper and text blaster, because you can do it for just pennies. Run that thing to death.
Yeah, Justin, the thing is, I've sent out since I joined the club, which has really helped me a lot. But since I think I've been in here a month and a half now, but I have sent out close to 10 offers.
Yeah.
So that's something that I couldn't have done without, that. So I feel like I am progressing, but again, I am just trying to close that first one out. So,
okay. Sandra sent out 10 offers. Okay. But hasn't gotten a deal yet. All right. What do we have to say about that here in the club? Anybody else have any opinions or thoughts on that? She has worked really hard. She's done a great job at scraping and texting, and she's got leads. She had conversations, sent out 10 offers,
but hasn't
gotten a deal yet. What are some things we can say about this?
That's freaking awesome. And if you just keep going, keep staying consistent, you're going to get one. And, I can tell you that Connor and I had been doing this thing for a year, and we struggled and struggled and struggled. And I've been in the business a long time, but I just changed my business over to just lease options and wholesaling. And it's like things are finally really starting to get going now, but it took over a year. So, I mean, you're kicking ass right now. which is 10 offers, putting out 10 offers. It's going to happen if you just keep doing it.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Anything else that we can say about that?
What about, did you get feedback on the 10 offers? What happened?
Yeah.
So a couple of them have, a lot of them have kind of gone radio silent on me. I followed up with them. I did like the 3 follow-ups you had suggested, Justin, where you said follow up with them 3 times. And I haven't heard from them. I have one guy. I think I'm hoping to hear from him this week. His lawyer is looking over the flex, not the flex, just a regular offer that I sent. So he sent that over to his lawyer. And another guy, I sent it to him, but apparently he had also had signed a contract with an agent at the same time. So he went ahead and presented it to his agent. I spoke to his agent, who kind of was really pissed at me. So those are the 3 right now that I'm kind of feeling good about. The agent was like, I thought you investors like shitty properties. This property is over 200. Why are you interested in this?
Great.
Yeah. So, but that's what I have so far.
Because I'm a pretty house investor.
I have something to say to that, Sandra. And I know Justin says follow up 3 times, but I had a land deal. I had a guy that I negotiated a land deal with, and I sent him the contract. We agreed on the price. I sent him and his wife the contract, and they wanted to do a Zoom call, a Zoom meeting or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. So we get on Zoom. I'm on Zoom for like damn near an hour with these people. Thought I built plenty of rapport. I did all that, right? And so right before we got ready to get off the Zoom and everything, they like, yeah, we feel more comfortable now that we know this is a real person, blah, 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 blah. And then I'm like, okay, just sign the agreement, blah, 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 blah. Because it was through email. They wasn't understanding how I was able to send them an email. They had never heard of it and all this other stuff. So I tackled every objection that they had. And I thought I had built a lot of rapport. Okay, so then the agreement was they was going to sign when we got off of the call. All right, so that it was late. It was like 9 my time, 10 their time. So I go to bed. I wake up. I'm like, yeah, I got a contract, blah, blah, blah. This is my first land deal. I wake up. I look at my email. No contract. What the hell happened? So I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe it was a problem with them getting it signed through the service that I'm using. So I call, text, no answer, no nothing. So to make a long story short, I followed up with that guy for like 4 or 5 times, past the 3 times.
Yeah.
It was like 5 times, right? No, nothing. No text back, no go to hell, no nothing. So in my mind, I'm like, well, hell, I mean, this is a pretty well much done deal. So I waited about 3 or 4 days or whatever. And for some reason, I just was like, I'm going to text him again. So this time when I text him, I was like, hey, I don't know what happened. I've tried to call you a few times. I've tried to text you a few times. I was trying to see if maybe you guys had a problem with getting the document signed and sent over, whatever. I was like, well, hey, you don't have to call me back, but you can at least send me a text and let me know if you're interested or if you're not interested. I like to try to keep things on a professional level. I don't like to just leave people out in the dark or vice versa. So if you're not interested, just let me know. Okay, well, I didn't hear back from him that day, but guess what? The next day, seriously, he just texted me. And then guess what? I ended up getting the contract. Weird, but it happened. I don't know if it's because I just kept following up or what, but yeah, I ended up getting it. Yeah.
It'll freak you out the first time somebody calls you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Right. No, I was just going to tell her that I still will keep continuing to follow up regardless of how many times. I'll just keep continuing to follow up because you might break that. You might break that ice.
Yeah. Thanks, LaShonda. That's what I'm going to do. The good thing is that most of the offers that I send out, they all kind of came within like a few weeks of each other. So that made me feel good that I was able to get
Yeah.
that much action.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm gonna go ahead and follow up with some
Yeah. Yeah.
more of them, because I did follow up before
okay.
Thanksgiving. So I want to give it a few days before I do another batch of follow-ups. But
Yeah.
I
It's
would
good.
say keep doing what you're doing, because when you're sitting making those offers, if the people are not ready, it could be 2 months down the road
Yeah.
and you have forgotten about it, and
Yeah.
they give you a call back.
That's
2
right.
3 months. Okay, that's not uncommon.
That's right. Or 6 months.
Yeah.
I've had them call as long as 12 months later.
Yeah.
A year. Like I get a phone call, it goes to voicemail. Yeah, this is Gene from Fairbanks, Alaska. I didn't know if you remember me or not, but you made an offer to us. We had a house we were selling a year ago. Just want to know if that offer's still good. Call me if you can. Bye.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell? Who is this? What is it about? I got to start from scratch with this cat, because I don't know. But that'll happen.
Yeah.
It'll freak you out the first time. You're like, whoa, that was easy. I wish that happened all the time. Well, I guess it could. Victor Walker. I hardly even recognize you, man.
I know, man. I know. I look toe up. I'm like trying to get my day started, and they won't let me get away from this computer.
Damn. Now I
so-
know why they call you a triple threat guy. Look at you.
Right. So the one thing I did want to say to Sandra, probably to the group, is, you guys want to be careful when you're dealing with some of these fringe deals, and you let it kind of, sit in your mind like you actually have a potential deal there. Because in the beginning, we get very excited about some of the stuff that we see, and if somebody has a conversation with us, we kind of make conversation and deals synonymous, and they're not necessarily so. So make sure, when you are dealing with these people, that one, they have a motivation, and two, that there's actually a deal there that's doable and workable and allows you to make some money. I've been dealing with a lot of people, and they're getting these conversations, they're having these deals, and there's like $15,000 in between, the asking price. They want all cash, but their discount is like, 5,000, 10,000 or whatever over, their price and stuff. And the truth of the matter is, folks, that might be a deal for a retail buyer, but we're investors.
Yeah.
So, getting a $10,000 discount, that's great if you're a retail buyer, because it covers your closing costs and does all that. And if it's a lease option deal, it's good for you because you can just, market it at regular price and keep the difference. But if it's not, be careful that you don't just let people string you out there and you're hoping and praying that, something will close when really there is no money. So always remember, you're investors. And as an investor, we need a deal to have particular characteristics for us to make some money on it. And if it doesn't have those characteristics, don't fall for the okie doke. Don't be out there, walking on branches that are about to break and think that you're actually, have some. Just keep moving. And like Jerry said, just keep doing what you're doing and start recognizing, the quality of a deal, and chase the quality deals, and don't chase those little, bullshit $5,000 discounts just because they agree with something. It's not a deal because you can't really work it.
Being a creative real estate investor is not about taking a round peg and jamming it into a square hole.
Exactly.
It's about finding a motivated seller.
Bottom line.
And then solving that problem. But if you don't have a motivated seller, you're literally one of those guys jamming a round peg in a square hole and wondering why it's not smooth. It must be me. I'm just not smart enough. I don't know how do I do this, Justin? I can't figure this out. I mean, what are the numbers on this one? Yeah.
Do you guys try to stay away from these deals where it's like renovated property? Because those are investors, and they're, do you try to stay away from that? Or you don't know that it is like that when you're scraping it, you're scraping, you don't know that that's whether it's a renovated or not. But those are the ones that it seems like it's the most difficult because they're investors too, and and they're looking for like 30,000, 50,000 down payment and all those things.
Yeah, I've done deals with other wholesalers. I've done deals with fix and flippers. I've done deals with landlords. I've done deals with builders. Okay. I've done deals with all those people, other contractors that buy houses and fix things up and sell them off. And let me tell you, all of that is doable if the numbers are right and they're motivated. Okay. Most of the time when a fix and flipper's coming to a wholesaler saying, hey, can I sell this deal? That's because he got into the deal. He ran out of money. He messed up. And now he's underwater with the hard money guy and he's trying to bail. That is not a good deal for you or any other buyer. That was a good deal when he bought it. He fucked it up. Now he wants somebody to bail him out. Not going to happen. Okay. So you have to watch those kind of renovators. Okay. Why are they selling? Yeah, he's motivated. Oh yeah, he's motivated, but he also sucked all the profits out of it, gave it to his contractor. His contractor drove away. Okay. So now he's got a house. He got to sell it now for more than what he bought it for. Ain't going to happen. Ain't going to happen. That deal is going to foreclose and that hard money guy's going to get that. So there's no one rule that says, yes, I will work with these or no, I won't. Are they motivated and is the numbers doable? That's it. That's it. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Love you guys. We've been here almost an hour and a half.
Hey, Justin, one thing real quickly.
Yeah, Harold, good to see you too, dude.
This week was very educational, but Messy Monday last week was classic.
Thank you, dude. Thank you. I don't remember what we got into, but we got into something, Harry.
The porno guy.
The porno guy. That's right. Peter North.
Peter North.
Peter North. Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Never followed up with him, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know. He never hit you up, huh? Yeah, well, Peter, if you're watching out there, man, you hit us up, man. Just for the thrill of it, hit us up. That's it. Okay.
Victor, are you staying out of Facebook jail?
I'm back out again. I got back in again since we talked the last time, and I don't think there's any real reason for it because I haven't really done anything. I just go back to log back in, and I'm not able to get back in. I send a message, but today I just checked, and I'm able to do some things. So I think whatever it is, I'm going to review a bunch of other ads. And see if there is something particular that jumps out at me that says, don't do this or do it this way or something. I don't know if I'm putting too much information or if I'm including my phone in the actual text, if that's a flag or something that they don't like. I don't know. I asked them to send me the guidelines so that I can stay away from it, and they haven't. They don't send you anything. So, and I've been trying to find the guidelines online, but I only can find guidelines for ads, not for marketplace postings.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, this question I have for you. Do you think Justin is like all the other gurus when he showed us how to do those marketing on Facebook? He kept the nugget out for himself?
I don't think I did. I don't think so.
I'm just funny.
I think he's genuine. I think he gives us everything that he asks because he operates from abundance mindset. He doesn't have to hold it.
Hey, but it was Justin never had a problem, right?
No.
Oh, you know what? You know what? I didn't think about that. He might be the reason I keep going to jail.
That's it. I keep calling Facebook 911 on y'all.
Victor's on there to get him.
There's a couple of black gentlemen on the platform.
On the platform. They're like that.
I love you guys. No, see, it doesn't happen to me because I'm doing Facebook paid ads. You guys are doing group marketing. It's much different.
Well, yeah, because the paid ad actually, they had an old credit card and they took and they took my ad down because they had an old credit card. I updated the credit card so I can do ads. It was Marketplace that I was having a problem with. So
yeah.
You know, and so when I tried to boost a Marketplace ad, you know, it literally becomes a paid ad when you boost, because you're now, you know, financing a particular set of, you know, looks. So
I think that's what I'm gonna do, is start paying then.
yeah.
Money talks.
Money talks.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you pay them,
Because
they like, yeah, well, you know, they give you a little bit more leeway.
Because you're only spending what, $10 or $15, right? $20, right?
Facebook will deal with you honestly on that, but paid ads on Craigslist, if you ever get into paid ads on Craigslist, they will steal your money in an instant.
Good to know.
They'll take your money and ghost your ad, and you can call and email and cry and jump up and down and scream. And guess what? They don't care. They don't care. You paid that money and put a bogus ad up. Bullshit. That's our money. Hit the bricks. That's basically the attitude. Facebook, though, a little bit more fair about it. A little bit more fair.
Yeah.
So
right.
I gotta go, guys. I love y'all. Have a blessed day. I'll see you tomorrow.
All
okay.
right.
We'll pick up
Always
right
a
where we left
pleasure.
off.
Thank you, Justin.
Love you guys.
Bye. Thank you.